Hey guys, I'm Nicole, and today I'm going to be talking to you about gender roles. To start off, I just want to clarify the difference between sex and gender roles. So, sex refers to our biological characteristics, while gender roles refers to the roles that society has placed on men and women. Gender roles refer to how men and women are expected to speak, dress, act, hold an occupation, and just in general conduct ourselves in the world. And there are four main components of gender roles. The first one is personality traits. An example of this being women are expected to be emotional, nurturing, and sensitive, while men are expected to be more dominant and aggressive and assertive. The second is domestic behaviors. An example of this is women are expected to stay at home with the kids and cook and clean, and men are expected to work and handle the finances and do things like home repairs. The third is occupations. Some people wrongly assume that teachers and nurses are mainly women, and jobs like being a pilot or an engineer are mainly for men. And the last one is physical appearance. Men are expected to wear things like pants and have short hair, and women are expected to wear dresses and makeup. Gender roles vary across different cultures, and they can also change over time. In underdeveloped countries, women are usually under the control of their fathers growing up and their husbands in their adulthood. And this really confines them to gender roles of being homemakers and child bearers and wives. And on the flip side, there are some old Native American and African tribal cultures who really valued women as the important figures in their communities. These women were the decision makers, the leaders, and the healers. So, really, a matriarchal society, as opposed to historical Western society where men were mainly the decision makers and held most of the social and political power. So, like I mentioned, gender roles can change over time. Here in the US, we've really seen a shift in recent years and a focus on gender equality. Working mothers are holding high level positions and even doing things like running for president. And some women are choosing not to have children at all. Men are involved in childcare, they're more involved in the home, and it's becoming more socially acceptable for men to be emotionally vulnerable. And then lastly, people identify as transgender or they choose not to identify with gender at all. Gender roles can be harmful because they oppress people who don't inherently fit into that mold in their societies. They face discrimination at work and just in their everyday lives. And this can lead to depression because it's really stifling that freedom of expression for them. I found some interesting facts on gender roles and how they've changed over time. Between the years of 1918 and 1940, apparently pink was viewed as a more masculine color, and blue was seen as soft and dainty, which made it a feminine color. And during the Middle Ages in Europe, high heels were actually exclusively for men and not women, because depending on their height, they were seen as a sign of masculinity. And as we all know, this is not really true today. So this kind of shows that gender norms and stereotypes are not reliable, and they're really dictated by however society feels at that time. Supporting fluid gender roles is important to me because everyone has something to contribute to society. Just as culture is diverse, gender can be also, and people should be able to choose what gender means for them. And gender should be able to exist on a spectrum.